Hey folks, CA Rachna Ranade here, and I welcome you all to episode 2 of War, Waves, and Winners. Just in case if you have missed episode number 1, I'm going to give you the link in the I button and also in the pinned comment and in the description box. But how could you have missed that? It means that you have still not subscribed to my channel and you have still not hit the bell icon. So do that right away so that you don't miss out on new episodes because today is episode 2 and episode 3 will be releasing day after tomorrow. But what are we going to cover in today's video? We are going to focus on 4 key pointers. Number 1, we'll analyze the Nifty and crude oil movement during Russia-Ukraine war. Then we'll analyze the Nifty and crude oil movement during the current war scenario. Number 3, we will try and understand what could be the crucial levels for Nifty in the medium term and in slightly longer term. And extremely important, we will also try and gauge and understand about the performance of few stocks which actually outperformed during Russia-Ukraine war. Video is going to be extremely informative, so keep on watching the video till the end. What if I told you that one weekend could make you noticeably smarter at work? This weekend, Outskill is hosting a free 2-day AI training that shows how AI is actually used in the real world. It's a live 16 hours program happening this Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And though it's valued at 10,000, you will get it absolutely free because you are a part of our community. In this 16-hour live interactive training session, you will learn things like prompt engineering, no code data analysis, and a lot more. Plus, you will learn how to build your own personal AI toolkit using 10 plus cutting edge tools that are transforming industries, automate repetitive tasks, and analyze data without writing any code, develop AI agents and tools that give you a strong competitive edge. Over 1 lakh professionals from 40 plus countries, including those in tech, sales, marketing, HR, and business, have already joined this workshop. I'm getting my entire team to attend this, and you should too. Seats are filling fast. Use the link in the description to book your spot. Join the WhatsApp group for updates, and don't miss the 10 a.m. live session this Saturday. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to combine first 2 points, wherein we'll try and analyze how did Nifty perform during the Russia-Ukraine war. We'll also understand how did oil perform during Russia-Ukraine war, and immediately in the same section only, we are going to understand how is Nifty performing right now and how is crude oil performing right now. I understand that the war started somewhere around 24th of February, but because we are going to analyze the weekly chart, the week started on 21st of February, so we'll try and analyze how much was the fall starting 21st February to the lowest point during Russia-Ukraine war. And for that, have a look at this. Now, this is the weekly candle that you can see. This is the 21st February candle, and I'm going to just check how much has been the fall for Nifty from the highest point here to 13th of June weekly candle. This is the lowest point. So this fall, if you see, I'm just joining the highest point, 21st February candle, weekly candle, to 13th June weekly candle. That is the lowest point that I can see during the Russia-Ukraine war. So this fall is roughly a 12.5% fall. Okay. Now, during this 12.5% fall, same dates, 21st February to 13th June, let us try and see how did crude oil perform. And of course, everyone understands that we check crude oil, UK oil. Okay, that is more relevant for us. So now, again, same time frame. So 21st of February, this is the low point. Let me just click on the lowest point till what? Till 13th of June, highest point. This is an up move of 35.15%. So 35% up move in oil prices and roughly 12.5% gone on Nifty or at Nifty level. Now, important point is how is it happening in the current scenario? Because we have this data point fresh with us right now, 35%. Let's right away check what is happening with oil right now. And ideally, I should be checking 2nd March. I know, Friday was the day when people started talking about rumors that, oh, maybe the war will start. But actually, I should start from the weekly candle. So this is the lowest point that I'm going to take, the lowest point of 2nd March candle to where we are right now. Sakai moment. 2 weeks, and we have seen an intraday movement of 57.76% in crude oil. I understand that crude oil has cooled off quite a bit. Even you can see that on the daily candle, it has cooled off quite a bit. But 57% in 2 weeks, this is crazy, right? If you know the reason, it means that you have been following my channel. Just in case if you don't know about it, just to highlight one or two key points, it is mainly because Strait of Hormuz is closed, almost closed, and global oils almost 20% passes through the Strait of Hormuz. So it's a classic case of supply chain disruption. Demand is high, supply is pretty much less, and that is why the crude oil prices have shot up. And the highest point that we have seen, that's close to $120 per barrel. That's crazy, right? With 50% plus shoot up in prices of crude oil, how is Nifty doing right now? And for that, if I were to just go to Nifty weekly candle, again I'm going to check the second March high to the lowest point that we have seen in this week. It's barely a 5.5% fall. Okay. Now question is that if the Russia Ukraine war low, from high to low, were to repeat, what could be the crucial support levels? All these levels, not only from a longer term but medium term, long term, all is what we're going to check in the next section. So now what we are going to do in this section is we'll try and understand what could be the short term, medium term, and long term downward side target for Nifty. Okay. What we have seen in the previous section is that the correction during the war continued from the weekly candle of, I think it was 21st February, and from 21st of February, the correction, the lowest point that we saw was the 13th June weekly candle. So all in all, we saw a 4 months correction. It was 16 weeks, basically 16 bars is 16 weeks, which translates into roughly 4 months correction. And during that, what was the lowest point? If you remember, from the topmost point, we had seen a correction of 12.5%. So we are going to keep that in mind, not for the short term view, for maybe the longer term view. So what could be the short term view? For that, let's do a normal Fibonacci retracement from this. So for that, have a look at your screen. Now if you see here, from the lowest point to the highest point right here, we can see that the 61.8% retracement comes to 23,495, 96, whatever, which is round off figure of 23,500. Okay. So what is the short term lower side support? 23,500. Please note down these levels. I feel these are extremely important levels. Very close level is 23,800, which was respected today as I shoot the video on Monday. But 23,500 I feel is again a very good support based on Fibonacci. Ideally it doesn't get broken, but just in case if it were to get broken, then what? If you are watching my live streams, I have talked about this inverted head and shoulder pattern which had happened in Jan 2025, which started somewhere around Jan 25. This was the left shoulder, this was the head, and again the right shoulder somewhere here maybe. And that's how the inverted head and shoulder had formed. Just one or two random candles here and there, I'm just ignoring them. And in typically such cases, the left shoulder and the right shoulder, this is ideally considered again as an important level. This is where the pattern actually got recognized, it went up. But if it were to hit a stop loss, if market were to go in a negative way, this is the level which the traders, technical analysts basically look out for, which comes out to 22,800. So if 23,500 is not does not sustain, then this is a next important level, 22,800. Please note this down. And hopefully we are not required to even see this, but just in case, like we said right now, like in Russia Ukraine war, the highest point of the weekly candle that we refer to right now, 21st February to 13th June weekly lows. Similarly, if we were to gauge what could happen if we move down 12.5% from here, it comes to still going 12.5, comes to roughly 21,800, and this is this low, roughly this low, right? So 21,800 is the lowest possible thing which I can see right now. But I don't feel, right, see, whatever we are aware of right now, I don't think this level has to come unless and until this war keeps on aggravating. Maybe more countries start supporting few sides of the war. If things go really bad, then maybe we will be forced to see this level. But otherwise, I don't feel, looking on the current scenario, that we should be looking at this level right now. But I just sort of sharing this based on what had happened during Russia Ukraine war. In fact, I feel that if we are going to see some sort of reversal, then where could the reversal lead us to? The reversal may lead us to this 200 days exponential moving average, which is 25,200. So if we see some reversal, ideally 25,200 is the mark that we have to watch out for. Now that you have understood the key levels, I hope you are writing down these key levels. In the next section, we talk about some stocks that outperformed during the Russia-Ukraine war. Now let's try and analyze certain stocks which did perform very nicely during Russia-Ukraine war. See, the analysis is extremely logical. Whenever I'm talking about a war situation, every country would want to ensure that they themselves are well equipped if unfortunately the war situation comes up upon that country itself. So if I'm talking about India, India would want to ensure that they have enough defense ammunition. If it's about fighter jets, if it's about some warships, they have those fighter jets or warships also in adequate quantity. So they would ensure that enough defense related mechanism is with the country, right? So in such cases, which stocks typically tend to perform well, these are the defense stocks. So like we discussed, 4 weeks data point. 4 weeks, we talked about 21st February to the 13th June week, where during those 16 weeks or 4 months, markets corrected. Did I say 4 weeks? Just okay, 4 months. That is 16 weeks. Markets corrected by roughly 12.5%. But during that 12.5% fall, there were certain defense stocks which performed really well. So just to give you a few examples, HAL during the same time frame went up by 59%. If I'm talking about BEL, that went up by 34%. If I'm talking about GRSC, that went up by almost 18%. So these are just examples. These are logical themes where in a war situation, every country would want to ensure that they are well equipped with in relation to defense, and typically that is why sentimentally also these stocks ideally move upwards. Does this mean that you're immediately going to go and buy these stocks? Answer is obviously no. But ideally, you would want to study these stocks or some other stocks from the defense space, and you would want to check whether you want to invest or you feel no, it's not still worth investing. Then you would be like, okay, Rashna, defense as a theme is clear, but is there any other theme which is not related to war scenario but still will not get affected by the war scenario? And the logic is pretty simple. It is one theme which I've been talking about since such a long time, and it's a capital market theme. Be it a war scenario or not, people are going to trade in the stock market. People may take short side trades or they may take long side trades, but they will keep on trading. And if that be so, be it broker related stocks or be it exchange related stocks, they ideally will not get affected in this scenario, right? So though market corrected by 12.5% during those 16 weeks, in those same 16 weeks, BSE and MCX rose somewhere between 12 to 14%. What I want you all to do is study such themes, be it defense or be it capital markets, or if you feel there is some other theme that I would want to study and take a decision whether to invest or not, please let me know in the comment section which sector, which theme are you looking at right now. Even I would be more than happy to take an inspiration and study in a bit more detail. Well, that was it about episode 2 of our War Waves and Winner series. In the next episode, in the grand finale episode, we will understand or we will try and study two stocks, one from the defense space and second a different theme which ideally may not get impacted because of the war scenario. So it's also going to be a very interesting video, but how will you get to know about it? For that, simple, you have to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. That's how you'll get notified about the new episode. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to share this video with your friends. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye. You might have come across such advertisements on various social media platforms. Please note, all of these are fraudsters promising unbelievable returns through stock tips. I don't provide any calls or advisory services. I provide only educational content through my social media handles and through my website rachnaranade.com and rachnaranade.in.